Breaking news, stimulus check update, child tax credit right here into the Pennsylvania, expanded and it is approved. We have got all the latest details from the official Pennsylvania government website and the money is coming your way. The child tax and dependent care enhancement tax credit has been expanded, meaning that you could be eligible for 1050 for one child or 2100 for two or more children. The filing process is pretty simple. Just head on to the mypart.pa.gov and there you can do the online filing process right over here. File PA personal income tax return. Now let's check it out who qualifies for the payment and how much money is available. What kind of a document you need, what is the eligibility criteria. Watch this video till then. I got all the details, all the exact eligibility criteria, who benefits, what are the maximum benefit amount. Don't miss out on this crucial update. It's basically like a free money. The credit is refundable, so you get the full refund amount back even if you don't owe any of the taxes. Watch this video till then. It's easy to claim. Alright guys, so before we proceed, make sure to hit that like if you like this content, share this video, subscribe to our channel, and with that being said, let's jump right into all the details. So let's talk about the stimulus check update. Let's check it out all the latest details as of December 19, 2023. Alright, so check this article out. Last week, Pennsylvania Governor Josh Shapiro signed into a law important funding for indigent defense, environmental repairs, and student mental health, and a legitimized major expansion of the state child tax and dependent care enhancement tax credit. Now, this program will significantly help Pennsylvanians and working families with their child care costs. This is a good news for all the Pennsylvania residents, guys. So, 6 months past due date, the Pennsylvania state budget is finally complete, and despite the continuous debates and other sorts of challenges, taxpayers will now get their federal child tax credit matched 100% through the state child and dependent care enhancement tax credit. We know that from the tax return that we have received this year, the child and dependent care enhancement tax credit delivered a critical relief to roughly 210,000 families right here to the Pennsylvania, as said by the Secretary of the Revenue Pat Brown. Research shows that a similar tax credit onto the federal level significantly reduced the child poverty, addressed to food insecurity, and helping many families to secure their finances. So speaking of who is eligible for the Pennsylvania Child and Dependent Care Tax Credit, let's check it out the details right from the official website. Alright guys, so this is the media.pa.gov official Pennsylvania government website, and right here into the newsroom we have got this latest article as of 15th of the December. Secretary Brown applauds expansion of the child and dependent care enhancement tax credit for over 200,000 Pennsylvania families. Right here into the Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, Secretary of Revenue Pat Brown today applauded a legislation which signed earlier this week by Governor Josh Shapiro. This proposal expands a Pennsylvania child and dependent care enhancement tax credit, and the expansion of the credit will major in order to help working families with their child in daycare and other people into the Commonwealth who are caring for a family member. Now let's check it out who qualifies for the payment and how much money is available. Well, the child and dependent care enhancement tax credit is available to Pennsylvanians based on the federal child and dependent care tax credit, meaning that taxpayers must receive the federal credit and also they are eligible for the state credit in Pennsylvania as well. And therefore, under this legislation signed this week by George Shapiro, the state credit is now equal to 100% of the federal credit, meaning that the maximum credit will be $1,050 if you got one child, or it will be $2,100 for two or more children. So guys, remember your maximum credit will be $1,050 for one child and $2,100 for two or more children. Talking about the credit cap, well, the credit cap phases down as the income level increases. So remember, you note this fact, there are certain income levels. Beyond that, the credit cap phases down. Talking about the minimum credit, well, minimum credit will be available will be $600 for one child, or it will be $1,200 for two or more children. So remember, this is the minimum credit amount. Now, what kind of a document you need? What is the eligibility criteria? Well, let's check it out. In order to claim your credit, your child must be on your PA personal income tax, that is PA 40 returns. You must have incurred the care expenses for your dependent child under the age 13. Also, the second requirement is a spouse who has physically or mentally incapable of self-care and lived with you for for more than half year. So this must be the requirement. Then talking about the third criteria, an individual who was physically or mentally incapable of self-care and lived with you for more than half of the year, or either it was your dependent or it could have been your dependent, except that he or she received the gross income of $4,400 or more, or they must have filed a child return, or they could have claimed as a dependent on another taxpayer's return. Over 200,000 families in Pennsylvania will receive the financial relief thanks to the expanded child and dependent care enhancement tax credit, which will be going to put more money in your pocket, up to 1,050 for one child or 2,100 for two or more children. Minimum credit will be 600 for one child and 1,200 respectively for two or more children. Talking about the exact eligibility criteria, families with children under age 13 in daycare will be eligible. Also, families caring for a spouse or dependent incapable of the self-care will be qualifying for this one, and it's easy to claim. You just need to file the PA Schedule DC with your PA40 tax return, and it's a pre-online filing. You can use MyPath for a smooth and guided process on how to file. George Shapiro has championed the expansion and recognized the impact on reducing the child poverty and strengthening the families. Now, here's the thing, guys. You must qualify for the federal credit in order to be eligible for the state credit. This is the most important one, and the credit amount paces down with the higher income levels. That's the important thing as well. And you must file PA40 and the Schedule DC to claim your credit. For more details, you can visit the Pennsylvania Department of Revenue Child and Dependent Care Enhancement Tax Credit. Yes, it is approved, and you'll be going to receive credit ranges between $600 to $2,100 depending on your income levels and number of dependents. Remember, the state credit is equal to 100% of the federal credit. Alright guys, so you need to complete the PA Schedule DC form in order to be eligible. Now let me show you the step-by-step process how you can complete your filing process. So this is the form 2411, form 1040 Schedule 3, and here onto the PA Schedule DC form. Here you can see, here you got the care provider's name, the full address of the provider, then SSN, then you got the amount which to be paid. You need to fill in all the details, and right over here you got the qualifying persons in order to claim for the child dependent. Remember guys, a qualifying dependent can be a child under age 13 or a spouse, adult dependent who is physically or mentally incapable of self-care and lived with you for more than half of the year. One important note though, a qualifying dependent can only be claimed into one PA return, and there is no added benefit to the filing separate returns. The credit is per household and not for individual filer. Alright guys, so with that being said, it's really simple. You just need to put in the details, fill in the details, basically a social security number, your last name, first name, your qualified expenses, and all those like I described. Then right over here, you need to put in your income and the calculation of the credit. You need to put the total number of qualifying persons. Then you need to put in the line 9A of for your federal form 2441. Then you need to multiply the line 2 above by the 30%. So you need to enter onto your PA40 line 23. So basically these are the values you need to put in. And guys, with that being said, you need to fill in the form 2441, form 1040 Schedule 3. So you need to fill in both of those forms. So get on it guys, it's pretty easy and step-by-step process. The filing process is pretty simple. Just head on to the mypart.pa.gov, and there you can do the online filing process right over here. File PA personal income tax return. Then you need to give in few important questions right over here. You can click on yes in order to claim the money for the child tax credit. Then right over here, select attach file. You need to fill the form 2441 in order to be eligible. Also the form 1040 Schedule 3. And for more assistance, you can give it a call on 717-787. Hope you found this video helpful. So make sure to give it a like, share this video, subscribe to our channel. This is Kedar from How to Guys. See you in the next video.